Hello, this is Quang, Premium Finance Broker of CWF Group and also the author of Keep Calm and Mortgage On. Do get it on Amazon.com. It teaches a lot of debt attitudes to adopt before buying a new property and undertaking a mortgage. So, this week we're going to talk about a personal incident that happened to me and something I've learned along the way, which I want to pass on to my clients and viewers out there, is the fact that is what not to do when renovating. What not to do. Not to do renovating. Okay. So basically, as you heard from my last few videos, I've got 4 properties. One of them is an investment. Okay. So for this particular investment property, this was my first investment property, okay? What happened was, I'll tell you the story of what happened last weekend. I got a call from my tenant, and she goes, the sink underneath the sink, it's leaking. I need someone to come over here right now because I'm in the middle of cooking for tonight's dinner. I've got a big party on. I can't cook because the sink is leaking and the hot water's leaking. I've turned it off. I only got cold water. I can't do anything. So what happened was that I, immediately went on Google, looked for the best plumber that was near the area, and then phoned the plumber. So the plumber went in straight away. Okay. So the problem number 1 was the sink. Okay. Underneath the sink, this was having the problem. It was leaking. The plumber went in and called me, hey Quang, this will probably cost you $300. $300, okay? But we also did a check on your hot water system. Okay? Your hot water system has a problem. I was like, hey mate, I got this changed last year. It's a reams, it's brand new. He's like, mate, listen, the guy who installed your hot water system, even though you paid $1,000 but it was top range, the guy that did it didn't change the valve. The valve meaning the thing that connected the hot water system to the water pipes. The person who installed it couldn't be bothered changing that part. What happened was it corroded and that leaked into the hot water system, which then caused the erosion of the taps all over the bathroom, the kitchen. That caused that. Okay, I was like, well, mate, so this already cost me about say $300. Okay, plus they call him in urgently, so he charged me another $100. Say $400. Okay. I was like, mate, how much does it cost to do the hot water system? He's like, hot water system costs, say, $800. For me to do it urgently for you, costs another, say, $400. So in total, that is $1,200. Okay? So right now, I'm at $1,600. Okay? Within about a span of 3 hours. So I said, mate, just do it. Because the tenant needs to do what he needs to do. Okay? You won't believe this. The third thing that hit me was that they went to install the hot water system. In order to do that, they had to turn off the power board. Right? When they turn off the power, when they fix this, turn back on the power board, the fuse broke. It went boom. Alright, smoke was everywhere. The whole unit was shut down in terms of electricity. And this was called me at 10 a.m. This caused at 4 p.m. The tenant's like, hey, I need light, okay? I've got a big party coming, okay? You can't do this. So he called electrician. Electrician came, it was $100, okay? Then he's like, mate, I can't fix it. I need a second level electrician who works at Osgrid to work on this. Because what happens was the person who did this box illegally moved the original area of the electricity box to another area which was illegal. And the way they did it was so dangerous that the first level electrician couldn't get into it because he might get electrocuted. So to get a second level electrician, went into it and get it fixed, was to cost me $1,500. So all in up, $1,500, $1,200 is going to cost me $2,700. And the fact that this all happened was that I did a renovation on my investment property. And I got a quote from some friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. Okay? And he gave me the really cheap quote. What happened was, the reason this was illegal is because I had my kitchen renovated. Okay? I had my kitchen renovated. I put in a kitchen cabinet. The person who did the kitchen cabinet illegally moved the electricity board there, while they should have done something more different, more legal, and should have went through strata. So the lesson of this is, when you're doing the renovations, okay, always don't go for the cheapest, especially when you can make it tax deductible. And always get quotes, okay? The reason this happened was that this was illegal. This could have went in flames and killed my tenant, and I could have got sued. And the hot water system was a bad go. So essentially, the guy that did it for me, this one-stop shop guy, he outsourced the electrician, he outsourced the water guy, and he outsourced the plumber guy. So what happened was, this guy who said was a pro, I actually didn't know who the hell he was using. I didn't have any receipts. The only thing that attracted me was that it was cheap. And when I think back of it, it wasn't that cheap. It's probably like $2,000 cheaper. Or no, it wasn't even $2,000. It was maybe $500 or $1,000 cheaper. But if I had did it properly and paid more for the proper job and maybe outsourced it to different people, I would have, avoided myself this mistake. And the one thing that bummed me the most was that this tenant was my mum. I wasn't charging her rent, but imagine if something happened to her. That would be disastrous. So the top tip for today of what not to do when renovating is that don't go for the cheapest. Read reviews. Even if you've been referred from a friend of a friend of a friend, make sure that person has some reviews, okay? And also make sure that one person that's doing everything, get to know who the hell is the electrician, who the hell is the plumber, right? And what exactly are they doing? If they're moving, if the plumber wants to move the power board here and there, make sure it's the electrician that does it, and whether they're licensed. Okay? And vice versa, if the electrician wants to do some sort of plumbing job, make sure the plumber does it. And then ask that person who's project managing it, the project manager, the person that I hired, make sure he gives you some sort of warranty, some sort of receipt, some sort of number, so that when things happen, you can call these people. Because I tried to call him and he didn't pick up my call. So there's three things. Don't go for the cheapest, read reviews, and use proper people who are licensed. Don't go for the cheapest. So, all in all, if you're looking for your next renovating job for your investment property, besides from hearing from a personal experience, is that you can actually do that through a well, it can be a cash out of your existing home loan. Okay. Or the popular method right now is refinance, get a better rate, plus do the cash out. The cash out, which is the amount of money that I talked about in the last video, the sleeping equity, that money can be used to renovate your property. So in a sense, don't think cheap, because you're just using your money that you got from your equity, which is not from your wallet anyway, but you got to pay it back. But hey, make sure it's a good job, right? Not a cheap job, because that's tax deductible. Okay. So all in all, personal experience. We had it all fixed. We made it for dinner. We were celebrating my mum's birthday. So pretty bad experience. But I learned from that. I would not do that again for my next investment renovation. So I hope you have learned some stuff from this video. And until the next video, keep calm and mortgage on.